Welcome to Eichler Valve, and what we're going to do today is install an excess flow valve right there. So first thing we're going to do is remove whatever components are required, and we're going to insert the valve. Once we've inserted the valve, we're going to reinstall the component. This could be done several ways, but we wanted to completely remove the meter connection so that we could put new pipe dope on it and get a good seal. So now we're going to do some flow testing. If you'll notice the meter indicator at the far bottom left, we are already flowing gas on our first valve, which is a 1/8 inch opening in the cap, and we simply have a valve flowing, and we're monitoring the revolutions so that we can establish how much flow we have in that first valve. So we're looking at 67 seconds to get 1 cubic foot per hour. And when we do the math, that's going to equal 54 cubic feet per hour. So we made us a little demonstration manifold here so that we could run several pressures and test them individually and then test them together. So our first test there gets us 54 cubic foot per hour. Our second opening is a 3/16 drill running wide open. It takes us 50 seconds to get 2 revolutions on that meter, which equals 72 cubic feet per hour on valve number 2. On valve number 3, we've got a 1/4 inch opening on that cap, and what we're going to be flowing is going to take us 35 seconds to flow 1 cubic foot per hour, and doing the math on that, it comes out to 103 cubic feet per hour. And then we're going to take those 3 totals, and we're going to go ahead and do a little math here. So 54 and 72 and 103 comes up roughly 229 cubic feet per hour. So let's see how we do on that. We'll open all 3 valves. That takes us approximately 16 seconds to get a cubic foot per hour via our meter, 2 revolutions. So again, we wanted to get 2 full revolutions so we could put our stopwatch to it. There we go. Turn everything off. So now we've established that we've got 225 cubic feet per hour flowing in when those 3 valves are open. So now what we want to do is open all 3 valves, and as we open them, we're going to be flowing 225, and we're going to gently open the 4th valve, which is an open pipe. It's a 1/2 inch gas pipe that has been crescent mooned at the threads, and we're gently squeezing it open. And if you'll notice our meter running down there, as we gently squeeze it open, it'll slam shut right there. So now we have a totally open system, and because we have a break in the line, our valve has gone to the closed position, And all we have going on right now is a very little bit of an amount of bypass. The bypass allows us to make a repair to our system, and after the repair is made, we can reset the main valve at the meter. Right now, we got an open pipe, we've got a valve that's set. You can see that we're not flowing anything because our excess flow valve is set. And we're going to run this for a little bit. We're going to run it out 6 minutes. I want to show what ends up being a very small amount of gas. We do the math when we get all complete here at the end of 6 minutes, but you'll see some bubbling happening in the water. There's just very little gas making its way through. We've got the only thing that we're recharging at this point is from the main shutoff valve right in front of the regulator. There's our bubbling. So all we're charging is from that shutoff valve at the regulator, the meter, 5 feet of pipe and manifold, and a hose. So that's how much gas is escaping when our excess flow valve is in the closed position. So we'll run this out a little bit. What happened was Don Eichler saw some things happening in the gas industry where we had a deal in northern Oklahoma where a gentleman had leased his home out, and when he took possession back, the tenants had moved out and removed the stove, and when they removed the stove, they left their 1/2 inch black pipe open. They didn't put a cap on it, unbeknownst to him. So he's trying to light, he goes out, turns the meter on out at the street, and he's trying to light the fire on the home heating system. And again, unbeknownst to him, he's filling his house up with gas. And he lost his life because someone removed his stove and didn't cap off a 1/2 inch pipe, because there's nothing to stop the customer gas from entering the house. We had another deal, I believe it was in New Jersey, where a teenager was entering the garage and drove a little bit too far and accidentally hit the water heater, and feeling pretty bad that she crashed the car, she goes in to tell her folks that she dinged the water heater, and in doing so left the gas running in the garage long enough that that created an explosion, just because she didn't want to. She's trying to explain to her dad, hey, she didn't know there was gas leaking, or that would have been a different scenario, but she came in, dinged the car, and went in and was trying to think of a way to tell her dad while the garage filled with gas, and that was catastrophic. Then we had a deal happen out in here in Oklahoma City. Had 2 things happen. One of them was in the high pressure line from the street to the meter, which I believe is 10 pounds. We have ONG here in Oklahoma City. I believe it was 10 pounds servicing that meter, and there was a break somewhere in the line before the meter, and it permeated the ground and finally exploded and did a tremendous amount of damage to a neighborhood. So, need to put those excess flow valves even out in the service lines coming to the neighborhood. That's not what Don's valve, this particular valve, is designed for. But we had another situation that took out a neighborhood. It was a brand new residential area. It was a development that was under construction. They had several model homes. And the realtor came in on Saturday morning to turn on, to open the house, to open the model home. And someone the night previous tried stealing a gas range from the home, a brand new one, new appliances. And as the overhead door was coming up, he smelled gas and turned to run, and fortunately we just scuffed up, it kind of blew him across the street, and it leveled 6 new homes in that new residential area because someone tried to steal the range. Again, that's what this valve is designed for, is something that is could be catastrophic if it's flowing enough gas. The requirements that ONG provided was for us to flow between 250 and 300 CFH, and so Don's valve, as you could see, it was flowing 225 just fine and did not lock until we opened up an open pipe. So now we've got the pipe closed. You've been watching how much gas has escaped. When we come up on our 6-minute time, we turn everything off, and at 6 minutes we have flowed 0.16 CFH. So if times 10 is 1.6 CFH is what the calculations come up to, that the excess flow valve has a bypass rate of 1.6 CFH. So there we've turned off the gas. All the valves are in the off position. You're going to see, we're going to go ahead and this right here will reset the valve by getting everything turned off and repaired. That in itself will reset the valve. We're going to go ahead and, as if we were doing repairs to the system, we turn the gas off out at the meter. You'll see the meter move right there. That's turning the gas off. And we're going to let everything pressurize, and then we'll turn the gas back on. And when we do, that Eichler valve will automatically reset because the bypass is able to equalize those lines, and the valve will go back to the open position. So now we've opened and closed the main valve going to the property, and we'll get right back around there and open a valve, and you'll see the half CFH meter begin to turn. So there you go. We had an open pipe. We fixed the repair. We turned off the meter valve and then turned it back on. That reset the valve, and we're good to go. Thank you, and any questions, get hold of us at eichlervalve.com, and we're excited about bringing this new product to market. Thank you very much.